idea.
In this film, we wanted to kind of strip it back and wanted to have more fun with it, you know, and Taika had the exact same idea, we were both saying. In Thor Ragnarok, let's try and have more attitude.
Got replaced.
Ragnarok's sort of a new cycle in the life of the world, all the realms of the universe. It's the destruction of the old and the rebirth of the new. And that's really exciting to me.
Surprise! This will be such fun.
The way that I've approached this is to rebuild it in a new way.
You look great, dude.
You too, man.
God of Thunder.
Tonally, I think it's just a perfect mix for where the character and story needed to go. You know, different costumes, different weapons, different cast or characters to work off give you a different energy.
Yes! Thor's in a crisis. He never went back to Asgard to claim the throne. He wanted adventure. When we pick him up, he's at the end of this search for himself. I'd say the odds are about 1,000,000 to 1.
You know, I want to take people on a ride and inject some comedy into it, an adventure that keeps people laughing along the way, but also has the spectacle and the stuff that gets people excited.
He's a fighter.
Where are we?
You have no idea.
In this film, we wanted to kind of strip it back and wanted to have more fun with it, you know, and Taika had the exact same idea, we were both saying. In Thor Ragnarok, let's try and have more attitude.
Who just got replaced?
Ragnarok's sort of a new cycle in the life of the world, all the realms of the universe. It's the destruction of the old and the rebirth of the new. And that's really exciting to me.
Surprise! This will be such fun.
The way that I've approached this is to rebuild it in a new way.
You look great, dude.
You too, man.
God of Thunder.
Tonally, I think it's just a perfect mix for where the character and story needed to go. You know, different costumes, different weapons, different cast or characters to work off give you a different energy.
Yes! Thor's in a crisis. He never went back to Asgard to claim the throne. He wanted adventure. When we pick him up, he's at the end of this search for himself.
What are the odds we survive this trip?
I'd say the odds are about 1,000,000 to 1.
You know, I want to take people on a ride and inject some comedy into it, an adventure that keeps people laughing along the way, but also has the spectacle and the stuff that gets people excited.
He's a fighter.
Hela's the goddess of death, and I've had incredible fun playing her. Oh, I've missed this.
Hela's the first female villain that we've had in a Marvel film, and Kate has destroyed the idea of your typical villain.
Kneel before your queen.
loved working with Kate Blanchett. I was so excited to see what she was going to do. Hela has this insane, off-kilter attitude.
You look like a smart boy. How would you like a job? I think the best villains are always those that you kind of love and hate what they do, but you sort of understand it. There's a logic to it.
She wants to come back home and be accepted, and she wants what's hers.
You're in my seat.
I would love for someone else to rule, but it can't be you. You're just the worst.
Some of the happiest times have been beating people up. I've really enjoyed it. It's like, I don't have to speak today. I can just throw axes into someone's gut. So it's been good.
You have no idea.
In this film, we wanted to kind of strip it back and wanted to have more fun with it, you know. And Taika had the exact same idea, and we were both saying, in Thor Ragnarok, let's try and have more attitude.
Who just got replaced?
Ragnarok's sort of a new cycle in the life of the world, all the realms of the universe. It's the destruction of the old and the rebirth of the new. And that's really exciting to me.
Surprise! This will be such fun.
The way that I've approached this is to rebuild it in a new way.
You look great, dude.
You too, man.
You've got a thunder.
Tonally, I think it's just a perfect mix for where the character and story needed to go. You know, different costumes, different weapons, different cast or characters to work off give you a different energy.
Thor's in a crisis. He never went back to Asgard to claim the throne. He wanted adventure. When we pick him up, he's at the end of this search for himself.
What are the odds we survive this trip?
I'd say the odds are about 1,000,000 to 1.
You know, I want to take people on a ride and inject some comedy into it, an adventure that keeps people laughing along the way, but also has the spectacle and the stuff that gets people excited.
He's a fighter.
literally cannot move anywhere.
Okay. People clam up or stand this way. Alright. Hey Tom. Hey man, how are you? Pretty good.
Thank you.
Yeah man. Sweet. Showing it out right now.
Sweet.
Thank you. Hang on, I'm trying to get out of the way. Here. I'll swap you. I can't. I literally can't, and he's gone.
Yeah.
He's gone. Yeah, I'm taking photos of him for you. Oh, sorry.
Screw it, I'm recording this shit.
Yo, he's right there. He's right there.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, right there. Right? Good.
Say, can we have a poster? Stewie, you want a photo?
Oh, yeah.
Time. Didn't get one.
At least you got a photo.
Seriously, I don't just smell people. It's like, what?
You're talking about your jacket still smelling of Sam Smith.
Yeah, I know. I love it. That's because it was really obvious that it smelled like Sam Smith. If it's not obvious, I'm not going to pay attention to it. It's okay, my friend thought I got on a plane with Ed Sheeran. My friend thought I got on a plane with Ed.
She's not very smart.
No. That's not how planes work.
I think the hotel rental is like I'm
Bless his little soul.
Is it like a? It's like the inside of my car. And then bounced over.
What? I know, right?
Yeah, I don't even think a little bit faster. I would have had it.
They've been staying in Brisbane.
Oh yeah, all the Gold Coast sort of have it.
The first few days, but yeah.
I don't know.
Where is he taking him?
Nebula thought she could control it herself, and now my foolish brother and his friends have sought to capture it. I just need you to tell me where they went. I will never help you. That's the funny thing about mind control. You really don't have much of a choice. I knew you'd come around. It looks like I'm heading to Kunlun. The Avengers will stop you. No. You see, I think I'll simply take the wand, or with you as my hostage, they shall hand it over freely. Either way, I will soon take my rightful place as ruler of Asgard. And then... And now the after party begins. Loki, aren't you happy to see me, brother? Time out. How did you know we'd be here? Let us just say it was quite foolish to leave behind your most powerful ally. The scientist.
What have you done with Banner?
Fear not. Once I have the wand of Waititi, you will all be reunited deep inside the dungeons of Asgard, while I shall finally ascend the throne as Asgard's rightful king before taking Earth as well.
Cease this madness, brother. Together, you and I can make Earth and Asgard a just and glorious place for all. Work with me as equals.
I am not your equal. I am, and have always been, your superior. Chitauri, destroy them!
I call upon the mystic moons of Munapor. Vile creature!
Nice trick, Strange.
It is no trick. It is mastery of the mystic arts.
Yeah, well, I could do magic too. Check this out. Abracadabra.
May Hogarth have mercy.
Made you look.
Fall before Mjolnir! Iron Man, behind you! Excellent! Is that all you have for us, brother?
Oh, I'm just getting warmed up.
Look! The dragon!
Is what an illusion!
Sure doesn't feel like an illusion.
There must be a scientific explanation for this. I just have no idea what it is. What the? Okay, so there's that. is my duty to fight. I'm sorry, Thor. Right now, you don't have much of a choice. Good. Glad to see you have finally come to your senses.
Our friends are still out there.
Yes, my dear little wasp, they certainly are. In fact, they should be arriving in the Antarctic right about now.
Must be interference from... Prepare Chitauri, prepare for battle! Avengers, assemble! Guardians, come together! Okay, that needs some work. What are you waiting for? Finish them! Prepare to be destroyed by Drax, the Destroyer. Before this prison is like none I have ever encountered. Even my focused chi cannot break it. It seems that only a power like the Lord of Fortune would be capable of freeing our friend. So we need the Lord to free them. We need the Hulk to free the Lord. Well, isn't that great? Now! Everybody, get down! I'm the shield of the Seraphim! Rocket, use your blaster cannon! Anyone who doesn't want me blown to smithereens, get down! Tommy, what about your gauntlet? We tried that, it didn't work.
But with the addition of our new allies, maybe this time we'll have enough focused thought energy to make it work.
Go!
On the count of 3, everyone focus all your energy toward my arc reactor. 1, 2, 3!
You know, have I brought anything different to it? What can I do different? And I remember speaking to Kevin Feige very early on and saying, how can we kind of send this in a different direction and make it unexpected and unique? And so we did everything, sort of changed the physicality and the sort of visual haircut, the outfit, the whole thing, and then the tone as well, you know, vocally, the attitude, the comedy, and the visual effects, and even the music is sort of on another level, you know. So I think all of us, you know, we're excited to push it, and in Taika Waititi, the director, in particular, to push it into this direction.
More energetic and crazy on set.
Oh, it's vastly different. You know, I mean, look, I've had such fun playing this character over the years, and but I got to say, you know, this is the 5th time round, and it was like, we've got to do something different. I've become too bored.
That were in, say, Civil War.
Oh, this is the best. This is beyond better than Civil War, please. Those guys might have been, high-fiving each other compared to what we do in this film.
How so? How so?
You'll have to check it out.
Well, no, I mean, I started watching them all because my children wanted to see them, but then I just found them so enticing, and I did think, where are all the chicks? And so I was, when Taika called and said that he wanted to, he was going to do this, and of course I love him as an actor, as a comedian, as a director. That was, I was there already, because it's a completely different audience base. And that's what's so great about Comic-Con is you get to see them all, and they absolutely 100% own this universe in a way that I never can. And so it's great to have that, that responsibility, I guess.
I just spent the a few days with my I guess he's my grandnephew, my brother's grandson, and he's 3. And it became very apparent to me that that really I'm playing a 3-year-old as a Hulk, and it's really funny. The syntax is very limited. I want go, Hulk no like, Thor's stupid. You hurt Hulk. Really rudimentary, but so funny and so volatile and so reactionary. And the relationship between Thor and Hulk, the speaking Hulk, is hilarious. But with Taika Waititi guiding us. I've been curtailed. Got my notes.
But we never know what to believe when you're like.
What do you mean?
Because you were like, everybody dies. I don't think you would just.
Everybody does die eventually. It's a truth. It's a great truth.
They sometimes think that.
Yeah, well, I've got a vestige of blue, and you don't see me from here down. I could be bluish. I could be blue here and there. My nails are blue. My toenails are blue. Yeah.
So I guess, does the beard match the drapes is the question.
Okay, take it easy. Take it easy. Take it easy. Now, in what movie was I blue before? Do you know that movie? Earth Girls Are Easy. That's right. That's right. That's right.
It's an epic sort of story, isn't it?
Over your left shoulder, hands up! Hey, Todd! Stop it!
Elsa, Chris together, guys! Elsa, show me the Elsa's afraid of the dress!
Oh yeah, over your shoulder! Chris, you're right!
Chris, look it up, sir, look it up!
Together,
One more time, mate, look it up!
Guys, let us step down. Straight ahead, guys, straight ahead. Guys,
Both of you right here.
Chris, at the same time.
Okay, Chris, guys together on the left.
At the same time.
Guys, get on the left side.
That was a go set. Straight ahead, Daddy.
the front, the front. Take the front of the outfit, sweetheart.
That was a blow shot.
Right side first.
Whoa, whoa, guys. Together, guys, right here. Lucia, Mark, Lucia.
Right here in the middle. Hey guys, double eye contact, double eye contact.
Ready? Luciana, to your right, to your right.
To your right.
Top.
Tom. Mark, sunrise, to your right, to your right. And guys, together, look it up, look it up.
Right here, guys.
Right here, please. Sunrise. And guys, together, look at left.
Sunrise, straight ahead, Mark, straight ahead. And guys, to the right.
What's her name? Right shoulder.
Chest up, chest up. Nice and tight together, nice and tight. Jeff, right here, Jeff.
Hey, Jeff, on top.
Jeff, stay with me, Jeff. Jeff, stay with me,
Float out. First gear, first gear. Carl, one more time,
Carl, on
sir.
your back right here, Carl. Carl.
Look out, look up, sir. Carl, look up.
Carl, stop right here, Carl.
And guys, together, looking up. Stylish, stylish. Back to your right, back to your right. Yeah, I know. Hey guys, to your right, to your right.
Hey, give us a wave, man! Game it, give us a wave!
I play the Grandmaster. Yes, I'm the head of Sakaar, and it's colorful. And even though I've lived since shortly after the Big Bang, 14 million years old.
Don't mind me.
I think coming into here.
Okay. 50-50, and is that it, or not? Whatever. Like this?
Yeah.
The only thing I like to do is to play games, really. And I've gladiatorial. When we meet, I'm in the middle of my gladiatorial games. Young Thor. So if you fear not, I can't be killed, just like my brother Benicio del Toro, the collector. And there it is. And that's in the middle of this whole other story, the Thor.
Two, one, go!
I think the objective from, even years before we'd written the script was to change this film up in some way. I think it all started to feel a little bit familiar and predictable.
like when you come along here, not high, but sort of like low,
Yeah.
and then you just go
Damn, okay, cool.
Go!
He agreed and, you know, was incredibly receptive. And then we had Taika come on board who had the same attitude. And so, yeah, it was about changing the aesthetic look, the hair, the hammer, the costume, everything, the world. And so it felt like kind of a clean slate, you know, and starting again and playing a new character in a way, which was hugely freeing and invigorating. I think there's a vulnerability to him, you know, and then accessibility to him that wasn't there prior, you know. I think the first time I played the character was about making him, you know, playing a god. But the problem is with that is that then it's good for one film, but then after that you sort of hit a ceiling and you have nowhere to go. You know, he has the same problems we all have. He has the same insecurities that we all might have, or the same sort of concerns or fears or whatever. And so this film was about kind of stripping that back and you know, having a greater access to that vulnerability and relatability about, you know, he's one of us. And then so we sort of did away with any exterior sort of confidence, and he was almost on the back foot a lot of the time, which is a lot more fun to play.
My vision originally was just make Thor the coolest character and make him the most entertaining character, otherwise don't call the film Thor. And we wanted, and Chris had already said this to everyone as well, he's like, I want to do something where I'm not doing the same thing, I'm not treading water again and again, I want to change the character up and make him more fun and have an adventure. And so and Marvel are very responsive to when people want to do that stuff. So I went in and my vision was just that, make it fun and colourful, and look, you know, that poster, it's like, it's got to be like that. It's got to be like the comic books that I grew up with, where it was like splash pages and Kirby art and it's fun and like vibrant and, you know.
What is it? What makes it different from everyone else? You know, no one knew much more about Jack Kirby at the beginning than that he was this fantastic artist, had created all this work. And so we started examining the Jack Kirby work.
To capture the essence of that childhood feeling is about everything being hyper-real. Because of the breadth of design information that we're generating and the amount of storytelling that requires every detail to be analysed and kind of brought into the world that we're creating, we've established another level of the design department, which is my role.
Everyone who's ever seen a Marvel comic knows this world, you know, and so how do we then turn this into a real world that we can shoot? So, you know, there's a whole lot of things that we use it as an influence for our spaceships, for our weapons, for our costume, for our world. Our world of Sakaar is loosely based and certainly influenced by Jack Kirby's work.
With production designers' help, with Dan and our concept artists, I help translate the director's vision into something that's more practical for the art department to build, and we guide the visual production of the film.
So over here there's the model we're working up for Sakaar. This is the gladiatorial arena, and the size of it in relation to the rest of the town shows you the importance of gladiators in this world. This model just allows us to explain to everybody what Sakaar is, the levels that it exists on, the sort of basic size of it. We have concept work that pretty much established the whole of this world. Now we're taking it into modelling, we're taking it into set build.
It's not just about building something, it's actually about the interaction between the script and the physical set. What happens in that set determines how it's built and whether it's going to work properly. Whether there's stunt work on it or action, then we decide we'll go to this material.
Would you please welcome Thor and Hulk? Look, straight up, last night you had the premiere. You Instagrammed a pic from the after party at 8:30 a.m. this morning. Have you been to sleep?
That was the after. That's it.
Was that like a later-gram, or you actually did it then and you were up till 8:30?
When I woke up, I posted it. But I have to admit, I went to bed late and I woke up early. My inner clock is broken. I think I've traveled over 7 different time zones.
Great.
And yes, I went to bed at 4 and woke up at 7.
That's a great effort.
Ready to go.
Excited. It must be weird for people being out when they're drunk and seeing you guys, because they'll be like, I was so drunk last night I thought I saw Hulk and Thor.
I just get away with a lot of stuff. It's like you just drank too much. We weren't there.
Who is the bigger drinker, Thor or Hulk?
Well, just on sheer maths, I think Hulk could probably handle a bit more, couldn't he? But then you've got the Viking sort of historic thing with Thor, so maybe they'd be good partners.
Equal.
Probably equal.
I think they'll do their research later and get back to you on that.
So we'll tell you at 8:30 tomorrow, mate.
Congratulations on the film. So this is being described as the best Thor film yet. And Mark, it's your first. So it's down to you, buddy.
You know what?
What's the one thing that wasn't in the other ones?
There you go.
The big green guy.
Yeah.
And you know, we were in doing the Avengers Age of Ultron press tour, and all the cast were there, and Robert Downey and Scarlett and Chris Evans and so on. And they're all talking about Civil War and how cool it's going to be. And
Civil War that.
Mark and I were lurking in the background going, I didn't get that script.
What's Civil War?
Like, oh, you guys, you're not in that one. And I said, well, we better be in the next one. And there you go. The film's
Here we are. We made the
best
greatest
one,
Marvel film ever made.
Because of this. The greatest film. We kind of reinvented cinema. Some said reinvention.
That and then Citizen Kane. It's pretty much it.
Kind of neck and neck. Yeah.
It does look as though you have a lot of fun, Mark. I think you had a bit of fun last week. I don't know if it was an accident. You Facebook lived audio from the premiere. Was it really an accident? How did you work out that was happening?
It was an accident.
Okay.
It was a happy accident. That's it right there. See all those hearts? That was happening in my pocket. Yes.
What are those little bubbles coming out?
Marvel asked me, those are the hearts of people loving you. That's what it looks like.
A lot of love.
It's a lot of love.
Do you have your phone here? Because feel free to Facebook Live.
They took it away from me. I Instagram lived on a Facebook Live today.
You what?
It's very subversive.
That's like Inception.
Yeah, it's a real...
incredible.
Yeah.
So, Chris, I have to ask you, when you got the script, were you more upset about losing your hair or your hammer?
No, it was my idea to lose the hair. It was, I think this was my 5th film playing the character and got pretty bored of myself. And so I called the studio and I said, we've got to change this in a big way and do something drastically different. And they said, yep, we agree. And then Taika Waititi, our director, came on board and he said, I'm also sick of you and sick of what you've done. And I said, good, let's destroy everything we know and start again. And this film kind of feels like a standalone movie without all the continuity from the other ones, you know, and it was about reinventing it and putting a greater sense of humour in it. So we just did. We had too much fun, and anything familiar, threw it out the door.
Does the hair take a long time? I'm assuming it's some kind of sewn-in wig number.
Permanently glued into my forehead. It's about an hour or so each day in makeup, so that was an extra hour I got in bed.
Yeah, and also you didn't have to carry around the hammer anymore. It's starting to sound like you were just more lazy for this
thing
one.
is heavy. I actually wanted to do less.
So women always flock over the hair. Is that wig still kicking around, and can I have it?
I bring it out. I bring it out at certain times, you know, when the romance and with my wife is dipping. I'm like, well, honey, remember the wig? She's like,
I don't care. Do the dishes. Change the nappies.
You're pretty used to bad hair, though, aren't you? Because I think that...
your pardon?
Well, I don't know.
Since when?
Oh, well, I seem to remember many years ago when you were playing Kim Hyde, that hair was pretty rotten. Please tell me that was a wig as well.
Well, let's talk about those days. See, this is back when I grew up on independent cinema with Kate on this film called Home and Away, and about coming of age, you know, a lot of different dramas.
Yes.
And that haircut was essential. That was the period. That was what, the 70 years, 1973, I think.
Something.
Don't, you've just given away Kate's real age. She's actually
Thanks, Tommy.
I did need to ask, obviously, it's a star-studded cast. Our very own, the gorgeous Cate Blanchett plays your sister, Chris, and for a lot of this movie, your sister, she's trying to kill you. Your brother's...
You can't say he's a sister. You can't give that away.
I didn't. Let's pretend I didn't.
This is not live, is it? We can rewind.
I think is that a spoiler?
I think I should remove everything else that happens in the rest of that question.
We're talking about Cate Blanchett, this new up-and-coming Australian actress, straight off Home and Away, and she may have to go back to Home and Away at some point, as will I. She was fantastic.
There are a lot of family issues in Thor's life, though.
Yep.
Do you ever think just he should get a new family?
Absolutely. I think just get rid of all of them, and kind of don't keep digging down the family tree route, because there seems to be too many skeletons in the closet. See, I gave it away again. I'm just doing it.
Who's the most musical out of you boys growing up?
We were all kind of nuts, you know, and lucky we lived. We had a bit of property outside and got to expel some of that energy, you know, on the zip line or the rope swing or various kind of things we're trying to kill each other with.
That's a great backyard. That's amazing.
Zip line. That's amazing.
Well, we just tied a rope between two trees, and the only way you'd stop was you'd smack into the tree at the bottom. And so it was basically about who could hold on the longest.
Oh, until you...
a couple of things broke.
See, Hulk would have gone through that tree.
Chat about. Stick around. More Thor action with Chris Hemsworth, Mark Ruffalo, and director.
With all due respect, I was high and drunk every time I did an interview last year.
Sorry I had to shout at you, they were so loud. I couldn't do it.
It's the typical Ocker experience for me when I come over here. It's just people shouting at me. Just shouting like, I can hear, I've got perfectly good hearing.
So directing this film and being in charge of these blokes, but filming locally would have been great for you, Chris, to be close to home. Were you all shown around? Did Chris play a good host?
He was amazing.
He was a good old tour guide, wasn't he? No? To the zoo.
You took us to Splendor in the Grass.
Showed you the koalas at the
koalas.
Zoo.
The koalas.
And Mark has some interesting thoughts about koalas.
What are your thoughts?
I love koalas.
No, come on, mate.
I don't care they have chlamydia. I don't care. I love them.
You're right. It's never stopped me either.
No.
Well, last time you brought a bit of Hollywood to Byron, they got bitten by jellyfish. Did you get these guys in the water for?
That was That was when Matt Damon came to visit, and him and his wife were like, "What about all the snakes and the spiders and all the scary things?" Like, you'll be fine. Come on, it's not true. What about the sharks and the things in the ocean? Like, you'll be fine. Within 5 minutes of them swimming in the water, his daughter comes running up the beach screaming. And we're like, oh my God, what's going on? They're like checking her and like, well, nothing bit you, what's going on? She just keeps screaming, a minute or two goes by and they're like, what's wrapped around her? It's like a little blue bottle jellyfish right there. And I looked at Matt and I said, oh, well, I'll see you next time. On the next flight out of there.
Good to know you're all still with us. That's good. It's worked out well. Taika, I have to ask you, because there's a lot of...
You don't have to.
No, I don't. No, I actually do. It's written right here.
Oh, you do. Contractually, you do have to ask me whatever it is you're going to ask me.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't contractually have to answer.
There is a lot of comedy in this film.
Who says that? Don't believe that.
But
that's just the
what I would love to know, though, how much of that was improvised? And if so, who's funnier?
92% of that was improvised, but you might not want to believe that because I just improvised that number. So could be 67%.
Okay.
That's the thing with numbers and percentages. You never can tell. You guys improvised probably the most out of anyone in the film.
Well, we had kind of...
When people don't learn their lines,
Yeah.
you just say, oh, well, it's too late, we've only got half an hour left, make it up.
Yeah. We're encouraged to make it up and go for it. The script was very good, a bit of a guide, but we had a lot of encouragement just to kind of, as I said before, kind of just to do something wildly different and unexpected. And the film has a spontaneity to it that I think the other ones don't. And partly due because we didn't know what the hell was going on.
Now, you said you were contractually obliged to answer that question, but you didn't tell us who's funnier.
Who's funny between who?
These two.
These two?
Wait. There's a third person in this conversation, which Taika plays Korg, the rock monster.
And he's the funniest.
From outer space. With what kind of accent do you do?
Oh, he's like a Maori bouncer from K Road in Auckland. Yeah, I just thought, like, you know, the kind of movie I want to see is a movie where an alien talks like this and he just, hey, g'day, Thor. How's it going, man? Welcome to this alien planet. If I could be of any assistance while you're here. My name is Korg. As you can see, I'm made of rocks. I know it's freaky. Every time I pass a reflection, I also freak out a bit. Yeah, anyway, nothing to fear unless you're made of scissors.
So there it is. There's your answer to who was funnier on the film.
Chris, you spent a long time obviously chasing a career in Hollywood, and then when you finally got there, it feels as though you've been very quick to not run home, but just
ruin it?
No.
You kind of had it in your hands and you chucked it away.
But you spend a lot of time at home. Is that what's that all about?
What's that all about? Yes. What's that all about? Spending time at home with your family. Weird.
Well, I was there for 10 years and in LA and loved it and well, kind of loved it. I loved the work I was getting, but the place itself. I enjoyed it, but once we had kids, it was just, I don't know, I was missing what I grew up with. And my wife's from Spain, and I brought her back here a couple of times, and she went, wow, this place is amazing. And then we went up to Byron Bay, and it became both of our favourite spot in the world, and we travelled a lot at this point. And but you wanted to give the kids that experience, you know, and we could afford to be in and out of LA a bit more. And so now we have horses and all sorts of things in the ocean that kill you and snakes.
And do they know you're Thor? Do they know Daddy's Thor?
They do, and one of them thinks it's awesome, and he won't let me cut his hair, and he runs around, and he's got a little hammer, and it's so cool. And the other two are like, ugh, who cares? So 1 out of 3 is good, and I'm going to get rid of the other 2. So, you know, I mean, I like them, but if they're not in full love for me, then yeah.
Mark, weren't some of your kids in the movie? They had little cameos?
My daughters were in the movie, and they asked to be in the movie, and I said, okay, well, you can start where you belong, which is background work. And they said, but why can't we have lines? And I said, because you can't. And so they had a day of going through makeup and hair, and they were placed on their spot, and they never made it into the movie.
Have you, it's his fault. Why don't you tell us, Taika?
Look, such is the power I wield. As a director, it's almost godlike.
Did you deliver the news to them personally?
They
Were you
weren't
the
any
big-
good.
They turned up at the premiere and realised, wow, we weren't any good.
Yeah, like many
And,
actors.
you know,
Oh, let's face it, no one's good in the
No one's
movie.
good.
Nah.
special effects make us.
Yeah, the special effects do wonders.
Some people asked, you know, what Taika's style? And I said, nobody's good.
Nobody's good. No, that's what with actors, you know, you have to realise they have very low self-confidence, and you just have to, you really have to work that. You know,
I can tell
It's kind of like we were wild horses, and every day you had to break us down.
Right.
Except without the rebuilding part.
Every day, if they threatened to revolt, or if they weren't doing their jobs properly, I say, Chris, Mark, you know that Vincent D'Onofrio and Joel Edgerton are waiting out the back. Just, you know, waiting to come in and take your place.
Thor Ragnarok is out on the 26th
Marathon
of
Goddess
October.
is going to be here in the studio with us to tell us more about the motivation behind her goal. Jimmy.
Hi, guys. I just met her. Yeah, fantastic. She has some nice titties.
Here we are again, my friend.
Yeah, mate, here we are.
Can I tell you something? Of all the videos, the interviews that we have on our channel on YouTube, Backstage Well, cheap plug, our interview between you, myself, and Chris Evans is the most watched, over 1.5 million views.
Hey, mate, you put me and Chris Evans in an interview, and shit goes crazy. We've been pulled back a few times. We've had publicists step in and say, guys, enough, calm down. We just have too much fun.
But, you know, that's the way it should be. You should be having fun.
Why not?
Speaking of having fun, you love this character. I mean, your director just paid you the biggest compliment because I said, tell me a secret about Chris that we don't know, his work ethic, his style. He goes, Chris is Thor. He goes, I don't know if that's a secret. He goes, there's nobody else that can be Thor. That's a huge compliment. So I know that you absolutely love this guy.
I love it. Yeah, I do. And I'd sort of played it 5 or 6 times before this film, and really it became a little familiar, you know. And I was like, God, I've got to change this up somehow. I've got to do something different. And you have an obligation, I think, in a franchise to keep mixing it up for fans and for the whole universe. And Taika had the same attitude. He was like, yeah, we got to change this. We got to break the mold and do something different. And every day was a exploration and journey into sort of the unknown, and highly improvised, a lot of fun, too much fun at times. But
it comes across, and I think because you don't want the Marvel films, they're superheroes and comics and all that, but you don't want them to be the same.
No, you got to. I think you got to do something different. And I said it to Kevin Feige a few years ago, after we did the second one, and they were talking about the third one. I said, okay, but we've got to change it. I've got to, cut the hair, break the hammer, do all sorts of things, and give me different characters, give us a different universe. Let's get out of the sort of the Shakespearean period vibe that it might have had, and just do something different. Because we did that, and it was great.
Right.
And now it's time for the next step, and there certainly was that.
So I went back to our interviews from the past. I was telling you about that a second ago. Do you know that I have never asked you how heavy the hammer is?
The hammer, well, there's a few different versions. There's a really heavy one, which is kind of the walk and talk one, and then the stunt version may or may not be made of soft rubber, which isn't as cool.
All right, we're going to play a game. It's called Three Things.
Three Things.
Real simple.
Yep.
Chris Pratt does this. Everybody does it. You're going to love it. You're going to be awesome for this. 3 things that Thor either will take or do in Texas.
3 things. Lend a helping hand. Check out some wonderful music. Sample some great food. Take some great food.
That is perfect. That's what I was
good?
thinking. And I could just see Thor at ACL, like a music festival.
That's right.
Just with a hammer.
Stupid white, stupid small, scrawny god. That was my impersonation of the Hulk.
I know him. He's a friend from work.
Well, this is my impersonation of Mark Ruffalo, which is more interesting. Hey, bud, how are you doing? You know, bud, this is a real feminist movie, bud. I can't.
Yeah. Oh, hello, everyone. My name is Thor. I'm a god, space Viking, if you will, and recently lost my hammer, and pretty devastated actually about that. But oh well, life goes on.
That's the only voice I can do when I'm acting.
Hi there.
We've had the international posters come out, which really I was so geeked about. But when the IMAX poster came out, I was like, I'm in IMAX. That's so rad.
The sound is what usually blows my mind in the IMAX theater. And it's just huge. And this movie's huge and it's beautiful.
The best way to describe it to you people at home is if you're looking at this interview on your computer, step back from it and then just smash your face right into the computer and just press your nose up against it, and then that's the experience in IMAX. It's just it's in your face.
I love that IMAX screen. I was on the edge of my seat from the start.
The visual effects in this is something I've never even seen before on this sort of level, and I think the bigger the better.
Go see my movie. It's a documentary called Thor Ragnarok.
Round 1, this or that. Hammer or sword. Hammer. Long hair or short hair.
Shong here. Thor or Loki? Thoki. A hybrid. Disgusting. Vampires or werewolves? Vampires. You know why? You still wear your clothes. Werewolves go through a lot of clothes. IMAX or IMAX? IMAX. Boxers or briefs? Briefs. Boxers are shorts, you dummies. Bruce Banner or the Hulk? Bruce Banner. Capes or no capes? Canapes.
Hi everyone, my name is Taika Waititi. Welcome to this very weird thing that we're doing. It's the Ragnarok, rock, paper, Ragnar. I get it. I get it. When you're hosting these sorts of things, it actually really pays to read what you're supposed to say. Okay. Welcome to the Ragnar rock, paper, scissors competition battle. It is a tournament of champions where the winner of each round will advance and become the Ragnar rock, paper, scissors champion. Please, may I introduce the referee for the tournament,
The Grand Master himself, Mr. Jeff Goldblum. And starting here, our contenders, the wonderful Loki, Tom Hiddleston. The wonderful Topaz, played by Rachel House. Bruce Banner, Slash the Hulk. Yes! Greedy actor, wants to play 2 roles. Mark Ruffalo, Tessa Thompson, Valkyrie, Chris Hemsworthy, Thor, and Carl Urban, who plays Scourge. Right, now.
Taika?
Yeah. You ready?
Yes,
Okay, cool.
yes.
Now, Jeff is the referee. He will announce the winners and for each round, and he will also watch for cheating. As we all know, there's a lot of cheating going on in rock, paper, scissors competitions these days, so you've got your keen eye on that, don't you?
Well, I do, yes.
Oh, that's just a piece of paper. Pretty cheap. Okay, here we go. So, the rules of the game. Each round, the cast will compete the best 2 out of 3. Does that make sense?
I understand that.
Best out of 3. Best out of 3,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So, okay, now how the rules will go. It's rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh.
Okay. The only tools... So 1, 2, 3.
I used to go, 1, 2, 3, shoot. 1, 2, 3, and then you reveal your thing. Now, what are
you
the...
can just do 1, 2, 3 because it's probably easier for you
I think
actors
so.
just to do numbers.
And of course, this is the main thing. What are the, because different people, some people go paper or paper. Do you have an idea about, this is rock, right?
I'll do paper.
Yeah, can we see all the symbols?
I think let's
Okay.
make sure we have the symbols.
This is the rock.
Rock. This is paper. Right. Paper in any direction, and of course scissors. So I made too big a deal out of it. Well, that is.
Paper covers rock. I never really got that.
And of course go.
I think that's a problem.
Okay, let's just cover the rules.
What
Okay.
beats what?
What beats what? What beats what?
Can we also do water and dynamite?
No. Oh, let's not complicate it.
Pencil?
And what covers? Okay, if I was to do a rock, what can beat a rock?
Rock beats scissors.
Rock beats scissors.
But paper
beats
covers rock.
And scissors
cuts through paper.
All right.
That's it.
Does a rock break the scissors?
Yes, of course it does.
Okay, good.
Yes.
It's science.
When you actually, if you beat
It's
somebody,
just
don't
science.
actually strike them and try to beat their scissor.
What about covering the
You can
paper,
cover
though?
my rock, yes, with your paper, yes.
Yeah.
No,
But don't strike your rock with the scissors.
I would say no. This is not a contact
Break your scissors.
sport. Yeah, he's very fragile.
Very sensitive.
Very sensitive and fragile.
All right.
I feel better.
Are there more rules? Or
Okay, it's a classic elimination bracket. The winner advances to the next round. Here are our contenders. You know how it works. All right, so
Let's do it.
when I call your name, not you people on the internet, these ones. When I call your name, come into the battle arena. Here's the battle arena here.
What did you call
Here,
it?
It's kind of a gladiator.
when I call the names of the contenders, they'll come into the battle arena.
Battle arena.
Battle arena.
I thought you said ballerina. I thought you said ballerina. Come into the ballerina.
Come into my nightclub called Ballerina.
Gladiator square.
Okay.
Do you know that song? Ballerina, ballerina. No, no, that's Mona Lisa. No, ballerina, dance, ballerina, dance. La da 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 da. Yeah.
Okay, just interrupt for a second. Just for the sake of pace. Now, before each round.
We haven't started rolling yet. This is not live.
Okay, here we go. You guys ready?
Rolling yet, no.
Okay, here we go. Are you guys ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the first round.
Let's go.
Chris.
Yeah.
Rachel.
Yes.
Please enter the battle arena.
I'm excited.
Okay.
Look at that.
And Jeff, you're the referee. You're
Okay.
Okay. Hey, then who do you think's going to win? Who do you guys think is going to win?
I have my money on house.
Yes.
Well, now we get to the real.
I'm not backing myself here.
It is chance.
Okay, here we go.
It is chance. But they're psyching each other. What will the other person do? Is there any telepathic anticipation?
Paper.
That's kind of the game.
Paper.
Okay, ready?
Okay, guys.
So I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, shoot, and on shoot you will reveal your symbol.
Okay, cool.
Your hand symbol. Ready?
Let's do this.
Here we go. Wait. I say it. Ready? 1, 2, 3, shoot. Yes. One for her. It's the best out of three, so let's see what happens. If she wins again, you're done.
Okay,
Ready? 1, 2, 3, shoot. The winner is Rachel House. That's it.
Well, I didn't mean to do scissors.
No surprise, yeah.
Now, Rachel House will,
sports,
will
good
progress through to the next round.
Well, that's it, huh?
Next up,
That was it.
may I please introduce into the ballerina Tessa Thompson
Oh,
and Tom Hiddleston.
beautiful.
This is familiar.
This is going to be good. We're going to be good.
You may do, yeah.
That was good. You think that was just chance, or did you think that he was going to have scissor and think I'm going to get it right? Well,
I
we'll
don't
see.
know.
That's the after talk. That's the after talk.
Okay,
Ready?
you guys, remember, people on the internet have no attention span, so let's get through this.
This is a
Ready?
rerun. This is a rerun of.
What she's doing.
You might turn around.
Does that mean I'm going to watch out for my rock?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go.
Ready? Here you go, you guys.
Okay.
1.
Oh, we have to do it.
You guys ready?
Are you prepared?
I'm prepared. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, shoot. Oh, once again. It's the same. There's something about this hemisphere that's always beating this hemisphere. Oh, they have another. Ready? Here we go.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, shoot. Flippy. So now it's one way. Here's the rubber match. Do you call it that in Australia too?
I'm from New Zealand.
I mean Australia, New Zealand.
Damn fool.
Sorry. I'm so sorry. This is the rubber match. You call it the rubber match.
I love it here in Canada.
Oh, that may be regional.
It's the decider.
The decider?
This is the decider. Yeah.
We say rubber match. Do you say rubber match?
I don't know.
Who cares who says rubber man?
Ready?
Please get through this last round.
Ready?
Yeah.
This is it. This is
the
tiebreaker.
1, 2, 3, shoot.
Winner, Tessa Thompson.
I'm so sorry.
Well done,
Thank you for
Tessa.
playing, Mr.
Next
Hiddleston.
round. Let's get through it.
Very
Carl Lamar.
Kyle So we have a winner and a winner. So winners, oh, that's going to be interesting.
Come on.
Okay.
No matter who
Very
wins,
good.
man, no matter who wins.
I'm still
love you.
I just want to say,
love you.
before we even start, I love you.
Right.
Here we
I'm going
go.
to beat your ass. I'm glad I was here for this. These kind of romances bloom so suddenly and beautifully. 1, 2, 3, shoot.
Whoa! Not like.
That was a delay. Oh!
Is there a flag on the play?
Yes.
What?
Because you delayed your...
Oh, come on, replay it. I saw it too.
It's a momentary replay in which you could have changed your, having seen his paper, you could have
Carl
changed your
loses that
paper.
one.
I'm not accusing you.
Okay, what are we going to do now?
Nobody's accusing you.
So I
We're going
forfeit
to
that
do
one?
over. We're going to do that over.
Okay.
All right. You don't get penalized.
Don't we go like that? 1, 2, 3, because we didn't do
I
that.
got to tell my shoe.
Well, you saw the others. I say
No, I
that
didn't,
guys,
because it was turn. I couldn't see behind
Okay,
me.
I've got a
so
life
you
to
can
live.
do anything on the 1, 2, 3.
I've got a family
but it's going to be
I
one.
want to go home.
So,
Come
but
on.
listen to my rhythm. This is good. This is clear. Though. Listen to my rhythm. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, shoot, and on shoot, the fourth rhythmic beat, you're going to reveal your thing without any delay.
Reveal your things.
Okay. Okay. Ready? Okay, people. Okay. Yeah. Not that you were trying to do anything shady, but okay. Ready? Ready?
Yes.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Oh my God! My God! I had no idea.
Sit down. No. I have one good ear. You guys use it.
No. Well, here's what happened.
Here's what happened. You
Here's
both
what
lose.
happened. No,
Okay.
you went
Not
on
advanced.
one beat too soon. You're very musical, though, aren't you? Let's have just a practice.
Can we say rock, paper, scissors, and then go together?
I think that would complicate.
Let's do it again.
You ready? One. I think that would complicate it. But you get the idea.
I will totally down for that.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Okay. Ready?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, shoot.
Oh, for God's sake!
Well, okay. Something is.
You guys are useless.
Something is horribly amiss. No, so do you understand? No, you understand what you're doing.
Wrong. I did it wrong.
I thought you did it
No,
wrong.
you did it correctly.
I did.
Yeah, you did.
I was sure I did
went
it wrong.
1, 2, 3, and then you did your thing
4.
on
We
3.
go on 4.
It's on the fourth
1, 2, 3.
It's on the fourth
All
beat.
right, this is the last one. We got this.
We got it.
You just tell me when you want to pull the plug.
Maybe I'm throwing things off. Okay.
They're obviously they're idiots.
Let's see. Can you?
The director only came on the scene about 100 years ago. We've been doing this shit on our own for 5,000 years, okay?
All right. This one here.
They don't need me.
Ready?
Right,
time.
Tessa?
That's true, though.
There we
Somebody
go.
that Stanislav from Moscow Art Theater. Ready?
Right, ready?
You go.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot!
Excellently done.
Nice.
And
Good
he's
work.
won the first one. Here we
Excellent.
go to the second one. Ready?
Yeah.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot!
Or it's a tie. So here's the rubber match. Ready?
Yes.
What's the matter?
You nothing. We're waiting.
Yeah.
This
You did
is
something
tense.
like I said something bad.
No, I was.
No, we got
Come on. Let's go. Ready?
All right. Okay, this is it. You ready?
Yes.
All right, let's do it.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot!
Okay, so we're the champions. Excellent. Beautiful. Awesome.
Okay. Right.
Good work. Okay. So we have our winners. We have our winners and our winners. The three winners.
Okay. Rachel,
Bing, bing,
Tessa,
bing.
up you get. Let's go. Straight away. Go. Now.
Oh, man. I got this.
Here we go. And
Want me to count off? Ready? Here we go.
Count off.
1, 2, 3, shoot. It's a tie. We have our first tie. That was a tie. Ready? So it's all open. Ready?
Come on, let's do this. Let's do it. I got this.
1, 2, 3, shoot.
Oh,
Yeah,
I can.
One to her. Ready? 1, 2, 3, shoot.
Do we have to play? Yeah.
Ready? Yes, a tie, not a tie. Still only 1 nothing you. Ready?
come on, guys.
1, 2.
Hang on, wait.
In touch with me.
Okay, go.
Okay,
I've
ready?
got this.
1, 2, 3, shoot. Wow.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's what I was talking about. They keep doing the same one. That's amazing. That's amazing.
How about one of you guys not use scissors again?
So just 1 to nothing.
We papered each other. We haven't just been scissoring this whole time.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right, everybody.
Yeah, I got this. Come on.
What? Go.
Let's do this. Come on.
Go. There goes.
Hurry the F up.
Oh, really? From the Facebook Live? Oh, really?
Come on.
I won.
Okay.
Trying here.
Guys.
Okay, and 1, 2, 3, shoot.
Oh, damn.
She's the winner. 2 nothing. Goodbye. Thank you very good.
I'll be back. I'll be back.
Don't clap.
We're down to
Okay, next we have
Mark Ruffalo, and we're down to 2 winners. It's
Well,
only
Rachel,
Taika, do you
What?
want it?
our champion.
Rachel, you get this is a second chance round. Rachel and Mark.
Oh, really?
Rachel, come on.
Oh, wow. This is a cool game.
Wait,
I'm against
Rachel?
Come on, Ruffalo.
I can't. We're in the same team.
I got this.
All right.
Do you understand why that rule? What was that rule? What's it?
I don't
I see.
understand anything.
It makes no sense. Rule.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead.
All right,
Ready?
you can't delay.
Again.
I'm not here for delays, buddy.
1, 2, 3,
Come on,
4,
let's
right?
play this.
I want to play. Okay, ready?
Okay?
Yeah.
Go.
1, 2, 3, shoot. Wow. Great minds think alike.
Hold on, let me zip up a little bit.
Come on, stop wasting
not
time.
wasting
Let me
time.
beat you already.
Who's wasting time?
Come on.
Who's
Okay.
wasting time?
1, 2, 3, shoot.
Oh.
1 nothing, Ms. House. Ready?
Okay.
Ready?
1, 2, 3, shoot.
Oh.
Here comes the rubber match. Ready?
Okay. I got this.
1, 2, 3.
Wait, I'm not ready. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, shoot.
Ooh.
More explosive. 1, 2, 3, shoot.
Right, you guys through to the next round.
Now it's
Now, Rachel through. Tessa and Rachel. Tessa and Rachel again. Here we go.
And
Make it quick.
Is this for the championship? This is for the championship. This is for the championship. It came down to the 2 powerful
Singular.
women. Isn't that interesting?
Here we go. Only 2 more rounds. Let's go.
Yeah, I
This
got
is
this.
the last round. This determines
No, this is not the last
champion.
round.
I
We've
thought
got
this.
one more after this. Keep going. Keep going.
Okay.
I don't know. I thought this was the
My
last
I
2.
can't even do it first. Look.
Ready?
Okay.
1, 2, 3, shoot.
Oh.
1 nothing.
Okay.
Jessica.
Okay, moving on.
1, 2, 3, shoot.
Oh.
1, 2, 3, shoot.
Ooh, nice.
Wins.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Who won?
I think she's the winner. Is that
This is the champion. No, there's one more.
Now, this is the wild card round.
Oh, wow. Just a
So, Tessa gets to choose who her
I
next
choose.
opponent is.
Wild card round.
I get to choose?
You are in the final, the grand final. You get to choose out of all of these people.
You're already standing.
Yes.
Hey!
This is the battle we all came to see.
Exactly.
You do that.
This is the boring battle that got cut
Oh,
out
you
of the
have
movie.
Okay, Rick.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3, shoot. 1-0. Ready? 1, 2, 3, shoot.
Came out of nowhere. Came out of nowhere.
Did you just win?
Was at the bottom of the ladder and then worked his way up to the top.
Yes.
Yes.
He wins the whole thing.
Ladies and gentlemen.
It's that simple.
Ladies and gentlemen, everyone at home, we have a winner.
Thank you.
It is Chris Hemsworth.
Just like
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much for watching.
Been a dream of mine for years.
Get your belt.
I must present this to the winner now. This, may we, on behalf of Facebook Live and the cast and director of Thor Ragnarok, present you with the great belt.
I don't think this
Champ.
Look at that.
Thank you so much for joining us on this very, very weird
dream of
game.
mine.
And be sure to see Thor Ragnarok in theaters November 3rd. Thank you to the contenders and to our referee, Jeff.
And our great host, Taika Waititi.
Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you. It was amazing. You were fantastic.
And
amazing. You were amazing.
see.
Where are we? You have no idea.
In this film, we wanted to kind of strip it back and wanted to have more fun with it, you know, and Taika had the exact same idea, and we were both saying, in Thor Ragnarok, let's try and have more attitude.
Who just got replaced? Ragnarok's sort of a new cycle in the life of the world, all the realms of the universe. It's the destruction of the old and the rebirth of the new. And that's really exciting to me.
Surprise! This will be such fun.
The way that I've approached this is to rebuild it in a new way.
You look great, dudes.
You do, man.
You've got a thunder.
Tonally, I think it's just a perfect mix for where this character and story needed to go. You know, different costumes, different weapons, different cast or characters to work off give you a different energy.
Yes! Thor's in a crisis. He never went back to Asgard to claim the throne. He wanted adventure. When we pick him up, he's at the end of this search for himself.
What are the odds we survive this trip?
I'd say the odds are about 1,000,000 to 1.
You know, I want to take people on a ride and inject some comedy into it. An adventure that keeps people laughing along the way, but also has the spectacle and the stuff that gets people excited.
He's a fighter.